You're the first 27-year-old Emirati TikTok influencer I've had on the show.
Really?
Yes.
Exciting.
You've had a hell of a life at 27.
I just after the whole sickness phase, I just said, I'll do everything I want. Like, it will happen. If you're born here, you're just too spoiled.
Yeah.
Like me, I was born here. I didn't see the tough side. And then there were rumors that were started here that there are other organizations, let's call them, that pay these creators from around the world to just say things about the UAE. But who is it?
Yeah.
Who does it go back to? I can't say that, but I know who it is. Gen Zs, we don't drink through mugs.
What do you drink out of?
To-go cups. I respect you, bro. You like to take it on, You take a challenge. Followers go up and down in your insights. You see them go up and down. They fluctuate, right? When they go down, there's always a reason. If it's not right, I want to tell people what the right thing is. Yeah. Why let more BS spread around more without nobody stopping them? That's why I was like, this better be good.
What better be good? Today's guest is Ebrahim Abbas. Ebrahim is a bit of a unicorn. At 27 years of age, he qualifies as a Gen Zer. A Gen Z that has successfully amassed a personal fortune as a millionaire from investments. He's a content creator that has millions of followers on TikTok, and he's also a very proud Emirati. As a content creator, he built his following based on debunking myths and rumors of the UAE, and has earned a reputation of a truth seeker with a great BS radar. As both an investor and content creator, Ebrahim is excelling and is potentially helping to redefine what we can expect from the often discussed Generation Z.
Episode 12 of Famous Faces Unmasked. In this podcast, we delve deep into the hidden stories and untold truths of some of the most popular individuals. And Famous Faces Unmasked, we unmask the real people behind the fame. You heard of the Wagner Group?
No.
Wagner Group.
No.
The Wagner Group is a military company that does military operations, but the dirtiest work ever.
3 international fugitives, Matthias Akiazili, Georgie Face, and Uthman El Baluti, all on the most wanted list by the Interpol and Europol. Their crimes: drug trafficking, armed robbery, involvement in a notorious gang, and worst of all, human trafficking. These are 8 horrifying facts that will probably keep you up at night. In ancient Rome, soldiers used to drink fresh warm blood to cure epilepsy. There are antidepressants that eliminate someone's ability to feel love and compassion. The Exorcist movie resulted in many of its cast dying, including 2 actors whose characters died in the movie.
Ebrahim, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, my friend.
Pleasure is mine.
You're the first 27-year-old Emirati TikTok influencer I've had on the show.
Really?
Yes.
Exciting. Nice.
It's a lot of pressure.
Not really. Hope not.
Typical Gen Z. Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all Gucci.
It's easy. No, I'm really happy to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
You have a remarkable story, really.
Thank you.
It's remarkable. I usually, what I do is I basically go into a bit of a bio research about, obviously, the guests.
Yeah.
And then I give that information to my wife. My wife then takes that information and then she creates, using a bit of AI, an image of that guest. So would you say that what you're seeing over your shoulder is a fair reflection of who you are?
Yeah, man.
So talk to me about the hospital bed, because that's the one they started with first. So what's going on here?
I had ulcerative colitis. When I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed. I went through a very long process of treatment. It didn't work out in Dubai, so I had to go to London. It was just excessive bleeding from the bowels. And went to London. They were like, you need an ileostomy. We got to take that bad boy out. The colon was too inflamed.
That colon is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, when you fully unpack it.
The whole thing was inflamed. So they were actually kind of wondering if this was Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, because they're kind of similar. They're both, like autoimmune diseases, and they're both struck in the colon.
Yeah.
So they didn't know which one it was, but they looked pretty similar in the colonoscopy, right? And they took biopsies and everything. I did infliximab, which is a very, it's medicine that goes through your veins. It's very similar to chemo and as powerful as chemotherapy. So if you do infliximab for like several months, you start actually losing your hair. You start getting fatigued and everything like that. And I got an anaphylactic allergic reaction to it. I stopped breathing. My lungs collapsed, and they were like, I've been through so many things. Done multiple surgeries, but now, alhamdulillah, everything's fine, and I'm living on the stoma bag. So
Yeah. So there's no colon. You don't have a colon.
there's no colon. No.
When you
It's all
tell
gone.
people that, what's their reaction normally?
So when you have a stoma bag, your intestine is kind of out, right?
Okay.
And they close up the rectum,
Okay.
so you start pooping from your belly.
Oh wow.
So they're like, so do you like control it when you take a shit? Or
So what, you just
This is like
press. You press.
So
you
you see,
just-
exactly.
you push a little bit?
That's what they ask.
Because you started doing it. So I
Yeah,
started doing it.
no. It's like because I'm touching where it is right now, right? Because
Yeah,
it's all covered up
okay.
and everything. But this medical procedure existed since 40 years.
Okay.
People have had this since the 80s. I'm just upset that this technology never progressed. It never evolved.
Yeah.
So for removing the colon, there's only one solution: ostomy bag. It's not
That's it.
enough.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel like there should be something else.
Well, let's campaign for it.
People tried.
Normally I start my show talking about the mug, but
Right.
we're talking about colons now. But look, I wish you, and from a life perspective, any long-term danger, or can you lead a relatively normal life?
No, I can. Yeah, it's a normal life from now on.
Okay.
No long life danger, inshallah. But I do need to do a checkup once every while because there were some portions of the bladder, of the guts that they kept that had a history of inflammation. So they gotta do a biopsy once every 4 years, once every
Okay.
5 years, just to make sure they don't get cancerous in the future. But that's it.
When you tell people this story, what's their typical kind of reaction? They feel sympathy. They
feel sympathy.
Is it wonder?
They
Is it
feel
like
sympathy,
amazement?
and I hate it.
Yeah.
It's like no, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm doing. It makes me feel bad to make people. I don't want them to feel like that. So I kind of overly simplify it.
Yeah.
And don't make it seem as bad, even though in reality it was horrible. It was,
Yeah.
but I make it seem like, oh no, it wasn't that bad.
You know,
It was okay.
because they won't be able to relate. No, you just lose them.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the irony of all ironies is that you're actually doing incredibly well for yourself. Right? So if they knew the full story, I mean, you've got a remarkable story. It's one of the reasons why you came on the show.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
I mean, you're 27 years of age. You've got your head screwed on. You've done extremely well for yourself from a career perspective. You mentioned there's PwC in there. There's obviously your background in investments and finance. You've made a lot of money from investments. You've also gone on to buy a lot of nice cars, which is great.
Yeah.
But you've made your name also from the content creation side of things.
Yeah.
So you got a big fat TikTok logo right in the middle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've had a hell of a life when you combine this with your hospital bed at 27.
I just after the whole sickness phase, I just said, I'll do everything I want. Like it will happen. And I just, when I really want something, I get it one way or the other. And, I wanted to be TikTok famous. I wanted to, make more money. I wanted to do this and that. I wanted to be an auditor. I wanted to leave that job and go for that.
Nobody wants to be an auditor. That's an anomaly right there.
When you study accounting, auditors seem very cool in the books.
It's the glamorous world of
Right.
auditing. Yeah.
But then when you actually start, it's pretty shit. Yes.
So look, let's talk about the mug, right? Because it's the longest time it's taken for me to ask the guest about the mug.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your mug. What have you brought here?
So this is a mug from the 90s or the 80s. I'm not really sure. Oh no, actually,
It's all the same for
no,
you,
it says
right?
2007. Sorry, 2007. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look. To be honest, I was scrambling through mugs at home because Gen Zs, we don't drink through mugs.
What do you drink out of?
To-go cups.
Oh, okay.
We drink iced coffee. We don't drink hot coffee. So
Okay.
this is my father's mug. It has the Rotary Club on it. Some people call it the Freemasons of the Middle East. But
Okay.
not really. It's like it's a community, very big community of a lot of businessmen, entrepreneurs.
Rich people. A lot of rich people.
Yeah, and he was the president of this club.
Oh, wow.
And they're scattered around the whole world. There's Rotary Asia, there's Rotary USA. The one in USA, I can see why they call it Freemasons, because they act kind of like they do things that what Freemasons would
It's
do.
a secret society.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. But the Middle East one, they focus more on charity, you could say.
Okay, that's nice. And both your parents Emirati?
Both parents are Emirati.
Are you a proud Emirati?
Yes, I am. I'm a proud Emirati, but I don't look like an Emirati. That's why sometimes, most people never guess I'm Emirati.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't look Emirati.
Yeah.
I don't, to a lot of people, they don't see me as an Emirati. They don't feel like I'm
What do they
Emirati.
see you as?
They would never guess I'm Emirati if they met me for
Okay.
the first time. Yeah.
You've made your name on content, TikTok, sort of debunking myths,
Yeah.
right, and misconceptions around being from the UAE, from
Right.
being an Emirati. So where did that all come from?
Yeah, it started in COVID. So, Dubai went through a phase after the whole issue with political issue with I can't really talk too much.
Safe
That
word.
happened in the.
Let's talk about that. Safe word, quickly. What's your safe word?
All right, we could say Rotary Club.
Okay, Rotary Club. I like that.
Rotary Club.
Okay, so keep going.
After the political issue that happened within the GCC in 2018-19, right, prolonged all the way up to like COVID, and then things started to die down. There were a lot of attacks, starting since 2017. There were a lot of online attacks against the UAE.
Why?
So much propaganda.
But why?
I don't know. I mean,
You
look,
must know. I mean, this is
look at the UAE. The UAE is a country that provides so much more than most countries in the world. I'd say probably provides the most, for non-Emiratis and the citizens, right? In terms of infrastructure, in terms of the modern society, in terms of safety, in terms of the education, in terms of the housing, in terms of, there's so many things. Why are you here?
It's the best
Right?
place to live.
Exactly.
Best place to live in the world.
So what type of criticism would fit in a country like this?
It's just jealousy, nothing more.
I think so. It's just because of the over-success, right? Over-success, a lot of other aspects as well, but it's just...
Like, the weather isn't great. I'm not going to lie. It's
yeah.
great for 6 months maybe of the year.
Yeah.
For the remaining 6 months, I'm not... Man, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. The weather's bad.
Yeah, like AC, I'm an outdoors kind of person,
Yeah.
and it's... But other than that, which you can't control, other than that, what you can control, it's an amazing place to be.
Yes, I agree. The only thing that's bad about this place is the weather. Also, there were a lot of misconceptions or like rumors about the UAE that were started that were believed. Like the Dubai Porta Potty was one. The slave labor was another one.
What about women?
What about women?
And the relationship between what a man and a woman can do here.
I mean, we already know that living here.
Yes, but
they're legally
outside,
allowed.
for people from outside.
Yes, they believe that you can't hold hands.
Yeah.
They actually think that a man and a woman can't hold hands in public. I mean, look,
And who's they? So just before we get into it, who's they?
People in the West.
Where in the West?
America mostly.
Okay.
The UK, they're more educated and intellect. They kind of know because they research.
And they come here a lot as well.
They do, and they cause a lot of trouble.
That's the irony.
Yeah, but they're great people. They're great. I like hanging around with like British people. They're fun to be around with. But as soon as they drink too much, they kind of get not controllable. But yeah, it's just Americans. I think just believe that. Not all Americans. Obviously, the USA is huge.
But can I play devil's advocate here?
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion about another country.
Yeah.
Good or bad. Like
Yeah.
if I ask 100 people on the street, say, tell me what you think about the UK, they'll probably spit out, bad teeth will probably be one thing that they'll say.
Yeah.
They love drinking tea.
Yeah.
Terrible weather, which is actually true. And so you talk about the US. It's a massive stigma with the US, right?
Gun violence.
Yeah, and all that kind of
thieves,
stuff. The woke movement and everything that goes
homelessness,
associated and all that kind of stuff. Then you go into the Far East, right, where it's all like it's a world that we don't understand. So you come up with even more theories. So it's an awareness thing. Is it inherent? You're always scared of something that you don't know, and also is it a bit of a lazy, ignorant thing as well?
Yeah.
But we all kind of do it, don't we?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't dedicate my whole page just to attack one country that I've never been to.
Okay, so these are the people. It's the people that are going out specifically maliciously who have committed to creating this type of content.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there were rumors that were started here that there are other organizations, let's call them, that pay these creators from around the world to just say things about the UAE. But who is it?
Yeah.
Who does it go back to? I can't say that. But I know who it is. We know who it is. If you worked for the government for the shortest time as a citizen, you know who this is. But again, Rotary Club, so I can't say that.
Listen, we've already set a record with the safe words that have been said. So what can I ask that you can talk about?
Politically?
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Because that's another thing, is that the association is in the Emirates, you can't have freedom of speech when it comes to politics, right? It remains relatively neutral when
No,
it
you
comes to, it's relatively neutral. So compare it. So whatever's happening in Gaza, whatever happening in Israel, whatever happening in Iran, it's not, you don't hear it on the news, the mainstream news, the radio, as you would, let's say, whether rightly or wrongly, how it's being portrayed. It's often a bit like Switzerland, right? It's kept quite neutral. It doesn't seek a high profile or have its own voice. That has been one of the associations of the Emirates with politics.
Right.
Is that a fair assumption? Is that more realistic of where the Emirates stands in terms of its political views?
Of course. I mean, when it comes to like Palestine, look, the UAE, I feel the UAE has done more than any other country besides Qatar, Arabic country, for Gaza. You know, they set up field hospitals. We had paramedics from Emirates Red Crescent that died from airstrikes from Israel. We had UAE paramedics that died.
Why is that not talked about enough?
They just don't talk about them.
But that's what I'm saying. So they may have.
I mean, what country can talk about Israel and attack them?
Yeah.
You know, you could be somebody that's very educated in politics and condemn Israel, but you cannot be a country that condemns it. I mean, you know, it's.
But why?
it's
Why
Israel.
can't you? Devil's advocate. Why? Because they're democratically elected governments, right? The West, right? So there are people who've been put in that position because they've been voted into that position. So if they've been put there, they've been voted. Why can't they have
Everybody that went against Israel just never had a proper career. You know, they just somehow get you. So look, the UAE condemned Israel multiple times publicly. Can they really fight them?
Yeah.
They can't fight them. They cannot just go and strike Israel.
No.
You're going to break a lot of contracts. You're going to get hit
Yeah.
back, you know? But the UAE has done what was most important. The most important thing to do was to provide for Gaza.
Humanitarian aid.
We've dropped tons of medicine. You know, we've tried to deliver. We had trucks that were looted, man.
By the way, I was part of the crew. We went to Expo. We were packing all kinds of, it was phenomenal, the amount of volunteers.
Crazy, yeah.
23,000 people went to volunteer to help put,
Not even more.
I mean, that was the day that I went.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure over the time.
So Mawaqib School, the school I graduated from, actually did this type of campaign, and they had alumni and current students and teachers to gather up in one of their branches, and they had the whole PE hall just setting up boxes. They came out with tons of food, and you're talking about, I mean, just our school, just 1,000 people. Just one school,
crazy. It's amazing.
And then Emirates Red Crescent, of course, and then the Trade Center campaign, that itself had 20,000 people.
Can I give you my 2 cents?
Yeah.
I generally believe the Emirates is one of the best places in the world, if not the best, to live in. I also believe Emiratis are some of the best people on the planet in terms of their nature, in terms of their wanting to welcome people into their country to take care of them. It's phenomenal. They set such a high benchmark and standard that I wish the rest of the world can follow the example of the Emirates. And that, for me, has to translate into doing more on the political side of things, because it's a message to the rest of the world about how a country should operate.
I agree.
I wish they could do more. Honestly, politically, I wish they could throw their weight around a lot more to tell the others, the old establishment, you guys, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Look, a country's a business. You know, you're never gonna tell your secrets to competitors, right? The people, like, I've seen there was this viral video of a guy in Iraq saying, if only we had the leaders of the UAE running our damn country.
Yeah.
Look at our country, look at us. What the hell is this? And he was like shouting, it's like, please, Mohammed Barajid, Mohammed Zayed, come save us. Just rule for a year and go back, you know? Yeah.
I had someone sitting in that chair said the same thing. Fadi Al-Khatib said that about Lebanon. He said he wishes that the rulers of the UAE would come, fix Beirut. It might take longer than 1 year, maybe 10 years.
No.
And then sort of hand it back. But, so it's not just, everyone sees the Emirates as having a higher standard, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But with that comes a greater responsibility in my mind that they can do even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are 27 years old. You are a Gen Zer. Explain to me, because look, I'm 42 years old, and I mentioned your age a couple of times.
You don't look your age much.
Thank you, my friend. It's my wife. She keeps me young.
Yeah.
She does actually. But what's it like to have so much expectation on a certain generation? Because everyone has an opinion, especially millennials and baby boomers, about what the Gen Z generation is all about. Okay, that they have certain stereotypes, certain stigmas associated with them. They don't want to build a long-term career. They have, they're in it to make a quick bit of money. They don't believe in hard work. They believe in working smart. They are more environmentally conscious, more sustainably conscious than anything else. They're going to change the planet. Like, do you feel there's a huge kind of weight of responsibility to either fulfill those stigmas or to counter them?
I don't really see a very big difference from Gen Zs and millennials. But statistically speaking, there are better Gen Zs than millennials in terms of education and prodigies that come out of nowhere and just statistical grades in school. They're just smarter than
I sucked at
millennials.
school.
I'm at the borderline. I sucked at school too.
Man,
because-
you were an accountant, you're an investment, you're finance, you're
No,
an
I
auditor.
sucked
bet you were
in high
amazing.
school. Yeah, I
Okay.
sucked in high school. Not too bad in college, but
Okay.
obviously you study things that you don't want in high school. But yeah, back to the point. I mean, like, how do you millennials look at us?
Like, you guys don't want to have a long-term career. Like, you don't want to pick a job.
We want the shortcut.
You kind of.
100%.
And like 21, like at 20, because I used to run a company. I used to interview these 22, 23-year-olds at the time, which was like 2-3 years ago. And I'd ask them, do you want to ask me any question? As the CEO of the company, any question you'd like to ask me. The questions would be things that I would never think a 22-year-old would be asking. But that's what the new generation asks. There's things like, what's your sustainability policy? It's not asking me about what accounts am I going to work on, or what's the potential for growth, or what, you know what I mean?
Right.
And also, it's like, if I ask them the question, where do you see yourself? In the classic, where do you see yourself in 2, 3, 5 years, whatever the case is, they all say the same thing: have my own company. All of them. None of them say, I want to build a career and I want to be a CEO of a multinational company. This doesn't happen. Doesn't exist.
But why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's not. But
Most millennials are 9 to 5s. Gen Zs actually thrive to do something better than that.
yeah.
Look, millennials are harder and working. Gen Zs want the shortcut up.
Yeah.
But Gen Zs have a bigger plan than millennials. Now, we haven't reached that yet because most of us, the eldest Gen Zs are 27 years old.
Yeah.
Because the 28-year-olds are the last of millennials.
By the way, I'm just a millennial. I'm 82, 1982. 81, I think, is the cusp.
Right.
So I'm just.
Okay. All right. So I'm just a Gen Z.
There we go, man. There we go.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it differs from region to region.
The next generation, Gen Alpha, right?
Right.
What do you think there? Because look, everyone has opinions about the next generation.
Yeah.
How are you guys going to feel about these guys?
I feel like Gen Alpha is dangerous.
That's how we see you guys. Now you understand it.
Really?
Now you finally get it.
Okay.
Right? Baby boomers, all these guys.
No,
look down
Gen
on-
Alpha are smart, man. Look, Gen Zs are weak. All right. Gen Zs are what word can I use? There are wussies, man.
Oh, yeah?
They're really weak.
Have you seen this meme on socials where a guy walks into a door, if he's born in the 70s,
Right.
brushes it off. 80s, nothing. 90s, ooh, it's like, wow. And then by 2010s,
Right, exactly.
Is that how you see them?
Alphas, I feel like alphas go back to the 80s, right? I mean,
Okay.
look at Sheikh
Bad boys.
Rashid. Sheikh Rashid, the father of Muhammad Rashid, once said, tough men create good, easy times. Easy times create weak men, right? And weak men create tough times. So
It's like a cycle.
it's a cycle. So I feel like the Gen Zs would create a tough time, which they did. They did. Look at all these very irrelevant and unnecessary protests about things that actually don't matter are all started by Gen Zs. But then, the alphas come in. Like, I have a nephew that's a Gen Alpha. He responds to adults and puts them in their place in TikTok comments. They are really smart with how they talk. They don't feel, they're not emotional like Gen Zs. They just get straight to the point.
Yeah.
If
Blunt.
whether I agree or not, prove it to me.
Yeah.
Prove it to me. And they just like, you have a son, right?
Got 2 boys.
2 boys. How
Very
old
young.
are they?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. They're very young. Okay.
But God, I mean, I don't even know what they're going to be like. I can barely speak Gen Z, let alone Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
Look, you've got 2.5 odd million people, probably
Right.
more by the time this comes out, followers on TikTok. TikTok is your main platform.
Right.
How do you feel having 2.5 million people follow you?
it feels like 100,000 people follow me.
There's no difference.
No difference. Like the more you get, there's just no difference, really. It's just the number goes up, but the algorithm stays the same. The number of comments and views you get per video stays the same. It was always the same since I had 1 million followers. So the 2 million followers didn't make a difference. Yeah.
The metrics when you were first starting out,
Right.
how important were they to you? Seeing the numbers grow on a regular. How often were you checking your social page?
Every day, every 30
hour?
minutes.
Every
maybe,
30. And when it wouldn't go up after a piece of content, how
panic.
Yeah.
I find solution. What happened? I investigate. What happened? Was there something I said that bothered someone? Yeah. Because most of the time when you see it, look, followers go up and down in your insights. You see them go up and down. They fluctuate, right? When they go down, there's always a reason. So the main reason is you not posting for a long time. The second main reason would be you said something that upset a group of people from your followers.
Yeah.
Whether you talked about wokeness, or whether you talked about you discriminated feminism, or whether you said it could be the simplest comment.
And the thing is, it's misconstrued. So what you actually say about. So I had someone on as a guest, and she mentioned the word feminism.
Right.
It was taken completely out of context.
Right.
And the comments that we got on Instagram were just ridiculous. I was like, did you actually watch the clip? Sarah Ali Gruby. But there is a lot of people are quick to jump on certain things.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. Yeah.
It's good. It's quick. What about understanding the wider context?
Well, what was the topic about, and what did you guys come to?
There was a look. I can't recall it, but I remember the word mentioned. Feminism was mentioned.
Right.
And you all of a sudden, as soon as you hear that, people's ears will sort of prick up, right? And they'll be like, okay, I'm going to bring my own predisposed ideas to the comment section of the social page, regardless of what they're saying or not.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to say. There are certain words that are triggers that create woke. You mentioned woke. That will evoke certain emotions in a certain type of audience, which could alienate you just because you said the word woke. Right. It's not positive or negative, but they've taken it as a certain. They've taken their own personal disposition on it and they've run with it and they've created something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Does that help or does that hurt you when it comes to your social numbers? Like creating that kind of concept of.
It did both. It did both. I had a phase where I was jumping on feminazis and started attacking them through TikTok by responding to ridiculous things. Look, I'm not, as an Emirati, we're not anti-feminism. This country is very, very pro women's rights. You know,
the mother is the central figure of the house,
of course. And I don't see a household that is a happy, successful household without a woman being in it, right? I don't see a family that works out if there is no woman in the family. You know, a father and his kids and all he has is boys is not a. Yeah, I mean, things could work out, but it would never be a home that you want to live in. You know. Women are very important figures in men's lives. I feel like every man needs a woman and every woman needs a man. Sometimes I would say things that would offend people. Doesn't mean I'm trying to offend them. Whether some feminists will like it, some feminists won't. I mean, a lot of women would agree with these feminist remarks I made, and a lot of women don't, and a lot of women do. But again, you see that drop of followers. But then they eventually forget, right? Whatever goes online, people forget, man. You know what I mean?
Unless it's turned into a meme.
Yes, that's bad.
And then it's the question of how big is it going to get and how long is it going to keep going for?
Yeah, that's going to be really bad.
Man, that's tough. All right, you ready to take charge of the show?
Let's go.
All right, mate. The bag is yours.
Okay, so what do? I just pick a ball?
Pick any. There's 8 of them. We want to get through all 8.
So we answer them together or I answer?
You read it out loud, and then you answer. Then if you want to ask me, I can always chip in. Hi, everyone. I really hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Throughout my career, I've met a lot of people that have anxiety when it comes to public speaking. If you're someone that has that anxiety or nervousness and has always wanted to be more confident in public speaking, but you're also not sure where to go or how to start, the good news is I might be able to help. I have 20 years experience working in corporate communication. I'm a former regional CEO and I've helped to win over 80 different clients through new business pitches. With so many online trainings based on theory, I wanted to share what's helped me in the business world. I've launched my own training program called Master Pitch. The 7-module course covers everything you need to know. Whether it's learning how to really understand the audience, how to deliver real impact, or how to effectively storytell, I've got it covered. With practical tips and real examples, you can immediately start turning that anxiety into confidence. Also, in a world of AI, there's never been a more important time to invest in your personal brand and in developing your public speaking. For more information, go to lucaallam.com or drop me an email at info@lucaallam.com. Right, let's get back to the episode.
Influence with finance or finance influence. Both work.
And I know that's why I asked the question, but which one's more for you? Which more important?
Finance with influence. I got tagged all the time on TikTok on videos people disagree with. People started relying on me by, hey, Ebrahim, respond to this. This is BS. They're pissing us off. Say something about this.
So that you become their spokesperson.
Yes. And then people get influenced. Bro, 95 out of 100 times, I would post something attacking someone. I know they saw it. 95% of them would not respond. They would never come back with another video and respond or clarify. I would make sure what I said would
Destroy them.
You're done. You're not coming back with me again. Of course, I mean, it is pre-recorded. You can control what you say. If you messed up in a word, you can always record it again. It makes it easier when it's pre-recorded. And you can add a lot of influence. And a lot of people that maybe never used to agree with me started agreeing with me now.
So where did you rely on your fact checking? Where'd you get your information from?
And the
Daniel.
Yes.
I mean, the thing is, no one can say anything back to that. Once you drop that, no one says anything back.
And look, anything I put out there when it comes to attacking, so I wouldn't say the word attacking. It's more of like correcting, but in a more aggressive manner.
Yeah.
On someone that is online and it's related to the UAE, I always have the green light. Always.
That's so powerful. No, that's a lot of influence and power that you have at your fingertips.
I guess so. I mean, I also can't misuse it.
Exactly. How do you keep that in check? Because there's a moral compass there as well.
There's already a process that we already have in place to keep that in check.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I always have the green light. I just need to put that out there. There's always a green light.
So you basically you're the official spokesperson for basically correcting anything
No,
around.
I'm not official.
But from a social
TikTok maybe.
Yeah, but from a social perspective.
Yeah, but not really. I started cutting that down a little bit, that type of content.
Yeah.
I reduced it. I didn't stop it. I just reduced the pace of it. Because it used to be daily, man. I used to daily just go on and attack. And people were like, people gave me a name and like they used it a lot. The Dubai Defender.
Okay.
And it was a joke. No, they used it as a joke against me. You know, it was like a mockery type thing. They're like, look at, oh my God, he's back again. Oh my God, he's back again. And then people from on the other side of the world would say something about the UAE, even if it was something that was true, right? Like, yeah, back then there were the sewage system in Burj Khalifa wasn't perfect, right? But it's all fixed now. But back then in 2006, they had to manually, so even if they said things that aren't true, people would go in the comments, hey, be careful. There's this guy called the Dubai Defender. I'd read the comments. I'll be like, oh my God, people are actually telling this person. And they're warning him about me. But this was like a 2-3 year ago type phase. And I'm not like that anymore. I don't want to be so aggressive.
Yeah.
But to things that...
Yeah, you're maturing as a Gen Z.
I guess. Yeah. Is that really? I mean, it's... Look, when you hear bullshit, you need to fact check people. You need to like set the record straight, as you said. If there's BS being spread around too much, I wanna, if it's not right, I wanna tell people what the right thing is. Why let more BS spread around more without nobody stopping them?
100%. You got to keep it in check.
Yeah.
You got to arrest that spread.
Yeah.
But we can come up with a better name than Dubai Defender. Leave it with me. By the end of the show, I'll come up with a better name.
Do Gen Z want to change the world or expect the world to change for them? We're talking generally, right? Not me.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Do they want to change the world or do they want the world to change for
They
them?
expect the world to change for them.
Thank you for being honest.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man. I mean, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, I'm turning 28, man. I'm not a kid.
So why do they expect the world to change for them? Is it entitlement? What is it?
It's entitlement, yeah. Ones before millennials, they are the parents of Gen Zs, right? And baby boomers,
yeah.
So
my parents are baby
they
boomers.
lived a tough life. They lived a tough life.
Oh, my parents lived it up in the 60s, man. They were having a great time.
Really?
Yeah, partying. Man, the 60s?
The 60s, yeah.
That was a great time to be alive. Like, my
was.
dad was like 23, 24.
It was, but the 80s was horrible.
Yeah, and that's when I was born.
Yeah.
It's like, that was in the UK with the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher days.
Yeah, they lived in easy times. They didn't see what their parents saw.
Yeah.
And they expect the world to change for them. Investments to secure family stability or an opportunity to fund personal joy.
So the money that you've been making, the investments that you've done, mashallah, you've been very successful. Is it to primarily
Secure my family.
it's to secure your family?
100%. I want my kids to inherit the money and be rich. I don't want them to live a life where they need to really, really work hard to make a buck.
But then playing devil's advocate, Ibrahim, you're not just living for someone else, you're not living for yourself.
I'm living for both.
Because the second option was you make money to fund personal joy, right? Which is about yourself, making yourself happy. So you're working hard.
No,
you're
I do
making
both.
Your own money.
I do
know
both,
it's both.
yeah.
I know it's obviously element of both. But you know, I ask the questions because a lot of people, my parents, they would work their ass off because they want to make a lot of money to pass it on to us so we can enjoy our life. But what do? We want to make some money to give positive, and it just keeps on going. But with Gen Zers, potentially there's a slight change where, you know what, I want to make money because I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to work hard. I've seen what my parents did, my grandparents did. I don't want that life. I want to do something different. You are in a situation, you're fortunate in a situation where you've done well for yourself and you've got a choice. Do you want to fund and doing what you're doing, which is creating great content, doing more presenting, hosting podcasts, which is obviously something that you've done as well. You know, you get a kick out of it. You're allowed to do that. But you're now at a point in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm kind of about to get married. I'm 27, 28. I need to grow up and I need to start thinking about my responsibilities.
Right. Because I would say 5 years ago, I was gonna say I would fund personal joy, but right now, what I'm thinking is funding my family's future. Because 5 years ago, I was doing too much, man. I had a Lamborghini at the age of 23. It was just too much.
But you're hanging out with your friends, right? You're 23 years old. You're driving a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And what are they driving, your friends?
Well, look, when you're outside, you just get so much attention. My friends were fine, like driving normal cars with all 20.
So how do you feel that? Because let's say you go out for dinner, right? Hypothetical, there's 6 of you. You're all guys. I don't know, you're having shisha or something. Maybe you can't, maybe you can, I'm not too sure. But let's say the bill comes, the check comes.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to pay for the bill?
I paid most of the time.
But do you feel you have to?
No.
Because
I don't have to.
Yeah.
No, that's stupid. I paid thousands every night before, bro.
Yeah.
I hated it because I've had friends that let me pay. They used to let me pay. They wouldn't be like, no.
They take advantage.
They would let me pay. The bill would come. They'd be like, and just completely ignore the bill.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
it annoys you. It pisses you off.
yeah. I was younger back then. Looking at it now, I'm not hanging out with those people anymore. I'm hanging out with people that strive to be like me, you know, hard workers. They earned what they drive. They worked for it. They have some sort of pride, at least.
Yeah.
They want to let some guy pay for everything. I mean, I'm not your sugar daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna I mean, things changed.
But when it comes to, okay, without talking too much about your fiance, but from an outsider perspective, you're a big catch, right? You're young, you're Emirati, you're doing very successful, you're an influencer on TikTok and other channels. Like, it must be very difficult for you to make sure that the girl who wants to be with you is the right type of girl, as well as your friends.
My fiance's father is a 10-figure multi-millionaire.
Okay, so that helps.
He's in the hundreds of millions.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not worried.
I wouldn't be either if I was.
She was born in the UAE. She didn't have to go through, bad experiences in life.
Yeah.
Which is, fortunate and unfortunate, by the way, in a way, right? Because sometimes you kind of have to. Because if you're born here, you're just too spoiled.
Yeah.
Like me, I was born here. I didn't see the tough side.
Yeah.
There are people my age that are selling drugs on the street. But that's the only way to survive. They're hustlers, you know? People younger than me that died in a shootout in the United States. So I mean, being born here is a real privilege, and it's very fortunate, but it's slightly unfortunate as well because you don't get to see the bad side.
Yeah, that's the trade-off I have with my kids. Though they were both born here during COVID, so we didn't really have much of a choice.
COVID babies.
They're COVID babies, but in the back of my mind is like, how long do I keep them in the UAE, in Dubai? Because a lot of people talk about the Dubai bubble, that they don't get exposed to poverty, crime, people on the streets, drug dealers, for example.
Yeah.
But in the rest of the world, at some point they're going to go there and visit. They may not work there, but they may get a rude awakening. So at what point do you start saying, you know what, I need to start educating them that how the other side of the world is living?
Yes.
It's not easy because you want to protect them as a parent, and you'll get them, man. Inshallah, you'll want to protect them.
And also there's a difference from new wealth and old wealth, right? When you're a person in new wealth, you just don't get enough. You need to show everybody what you have.
Yes.
Yeah. You go to every restaurant. I hate taking pictures of food, man. I hate it.
You and me both.
I hate it. It's so bad. Why are you showing people what you're eating? It's like, why?
There's a
you're
certain
torturing others.
Yeah, there's a certain level of elitism when it comes to taking a photo of this nice dish that you eat.
Right. Yeah, it's like,
Especially
look
what's
at me,
going on
I'm
in the
above you. Haha.
Yeah,
no.
but contextually with what's going on, the people that don't have food, man, any access as well. I know it's difficult, but it's easy to say that. But the reality is like, why? You don't need to do that photo. You don't need to show off of what you have. Okay, just be a little bit mindful that there's other people that be looking at that who are going through much, much harder times, who don't have the same level of access. And if you're an influencer, you're setting a certain level of expectation. That's what it should be like. So people who are, if you've got millions of followers like you do, you've got to carry the responsibility of whatever I'm saying or doing. They may want to be like you when they're older.
Yeah.
You're setting that benchmark. So you've got to be a little bit more careful. That's why the 1 million or 2 million, it does matter because you've got more people that you can influence, whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Imagine everyone in the world who was an influencer thought human first, not thinking about themselves first. How different would social platforms and the usage be?
Very different. It would be more mature. Be more mature.
Yeah. I've seen you be looking at that ball. I'm onto you.
I did not look at it.
I'm onto you. Your role in Emirati culture: defend its principles or attack its misconceptions.
Defending its principles.
Yeah. Because attacking is basically you're on the front foot. Right?
That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I used to do a lot, more often. Now I do way, way less often, but sometimes you got to do both.
Biggest misconception about the UAE?
Slavery.
Really?
Modern day slavery.
In 2025?
Yeah. And porta potty slavery and things which I cannot speak about.
Rotary Club.
Huh?
Rotary Club. Right. But what is the misconception that's changed over time that you feel like you've actually had a role in changing?
I had a role in changing? There's so many videos at the top of my head, man. So many. Disneyland Park, Abu Dhabi.
Yes. I saw that one.
So people in the States, again, right? Most of them.
There was some guy driving the car.
Yeah, no, not only him. So many others.
But that was a good video.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. It was a good one, right?
It was great.
Yeah. So the States thought that the UAE is a country where you're not allowed to hold hands. And how can you open a Disney park there? This is a country that is anti-feminism. Women have no rights. If you're an LGBT community activist, you can get the death penalty. Yeah. You can get killed for being gay. There's so many homos in Dubai, man. Not officially, but there are like gay bars here. There are like these places that just gay guys go and hang out in. It's like they're casual. Like I have no idea. You're not allowed to wave the LGBT flag.
You can't do that. Wave any flag.
You can't wave any flag. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't like run around protesting for Mexico.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'd get arrested. Protesting is illegal. Exactly. Yeah.
So do you think I've got an elephant in the room? By the way, it's over my. I can see you looking, man. I'm onto you.
All
right. And there's an elephant over my shoulder. I call it the elephant in the room. You can't see it, but it's there. Elephant in the room. Do you think that a lot of the perceptions of the UAE and Emirates, the misconceptions really, are anchored and weighed in because of Saudi, and that you guys have been somehow lumped together, and it's just easy to generalize?
Saudi and the UAE get the same misconceptions. Saudi is getting attacked even more.
That's what I'm saying. And because of that, you kind of by process of osmosis, if you like, it's just easier to paint that Gulf region in a certain way. I'm sure if Oman and the Kuwaitis had as high a profile cities as, let's say, Dubai was, or Riyadh, maybe it would be the same thing with them.
Look, the agenda is to split the GCC apart because we are so powerful. We are very powerful. Every powerful personality that was out there that was a threat intimidated the West. And they had to strike them down. Gaddafi, boom. Saddam Hussein, boom. You know, Rotary Club, about the rest. But, you know, the GCC is the second, but at least we're friends with the West. So there's, you know, again, it's not a government type of misconception attacks and rumors being spread, you know, against the Saudi and the UAE, but it could be like more of a people type thing. You know, if that makes sense.
It does. So the UK, UK is one country, you know.
Right.
It's one kingdom. You've got the English and you've got the Scottish. Now, technically, they're part of the same kingdom, but they can't stand each other. England plays Scotland in some football, and it's like it's war on the pitch.
Right.
What is it like having a very big neighbor like the Saudis? How do the Emiratis feel towards Saudi Arabia?
We're proud of them. We're very proud of every achievements that they have been doing. I'm just upset that there are some Saudi people that are participating in the misconceptions against the UAE.
Really?
Yes, because again, now you have these two thriving countries. To them, it looks like competition. To us, it's not. It's not competition. We're just better.
Yeah. But do you think Riyadh wants to be Dubai?
Yes.
I mean, it's very obvious.
What I think, I know. Yeah, I know they want to be. But again, brothers and sisters, Saudis, Emiratis, we love each other. It's good competition. Yeah. It's a friendly competition. And they have the money to be like Dubai. They definitely do. Yeah. You know? Would they? I don't know.
I mean, the cumulative effect, like you said, for the region, if they all help and support each other. I mean, right now, can you name any better airlines in the world, any better tourism destinations in the world, hotels in the world? I mean, the Gulf is slowly, bit by bit, establishing its mark. Now, sports. I mean, what the Saudis are doing in sports is unbelievable. The Qataris obviously did the same thing. So it's a region that now the whole world is looking at.
Right.
So any sort of small amount of friction is not a bad thing. It can actually help because it's almost like a bit like it's going to sound ridiculous, but like an arms race, but in a positive way, right? So this city wants to compete with this city on so many different layers. And you throw in Doha into the mix, and all of a sudden you've got a three-way sort of titanic struggle to drive inbound tourism, drive inbound multinational businesses to set up here, and hopefully to raise the entire profile of what it is to be Arab, a proud people.
It's really it's honoring. People think we get upset or we get jealous as the UAE when Qatar or Saudi does something, huge. No, we don't. We're actually really, really happy.
A little bit. What about the World Cup? A little bit?
No.
Come on, man. A little bit.
I swear.
A little bit.
No.
I got jealous. I'm not even Emirati. I got jealous. Why does Doha get the World Cup? Why not Dubai?
Look, we have the budget to build something
I get that.
as good, right? Maybe even better. Bro, we're talking about Dubai, man. Yeah. We're talking about the UAE. Hello, Disney Park. Look, politically speaking, I feel like you should give them a chance to do their own thing. Don't beat them at everything. Even if we can beat them in sports, but we're not going to. We're shit in sports. Compared to Saudi teams, we are not good, The UAE national team is a little bit better, but like our teams are like...
Did you see the Qatari national team during the World Cup? It was like basically all Brazilian names. It was great.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, again, budget, citizenships.
It helps.
Yeah. Seek the truth or dispel the lie. What's more powerful to share with audience?
So...
No, of course, seek the truth.
Is that from an audience perspective, is that more powerful for you to go out and try and seek?
Yes.
To share? It's all about this is the actual truth?
A little bit of both, but seek the truth. I mean, of course, you need this. You need to end up with a source.
Fake news, right? There's a lot of fake news out there, a lot of misinterpreted news. So how do you know that the truth that you're saying, other people are going to actually believe it's real? And of course, throw AI into that as well.
Source. Source, credibility, everything. It's all about source. The most challenging thing for me on TikTok is credibility, because immediately when I share something, right before they even finish the video, where I come to a source eventually, what's your source? Immediately.
So why do you say that right at the beginning? Is that hurt
I would, for example, talk about an event that happened, an event that occurred. For example, Disneyland.
Bill Burr and
Right.
Dave Chappelle in Abu Dhabi?
Right, the Disneyland thing, right?
Okay, Disneyland.
Disneyland thing. So I immediately, the first thing I did was dispel the lie, right? Oh, where is it? No. So the first thing I did was dispel the lie.
Yeah.
I called him out. I said, no, you don't get killed here for being gay. But then I said why, and 1, 2, 3, 4, these things exist. And then carried on with the next point, and then the third point, and then provided sources.
Yeah.
The sources were there. They were clear. We eventually came to the truth.
Yeah.
Got the point out there, and we sourced it. We dispelled the lie initially, and we
But how do people know that? Okay, so you're using sources, amazing. Beyond yourself, though, there's a lot of stuff that's being shared out. Mate, anything relating to, I don't know, health tips, okay? How to sleep better at night. How much crap is there on social platforms that claims to tell the truth, okay? And as a again, I'm thinking about it from not just from my perspective, but my kids in the future. How do you protect them from actually what is real and what isn't? And now you add in the AI layer of, anything can be created by artificial intelligence.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be human. And that AI can be manipulated to reveal bad, incorrect things or truthful things. So,
Can AI do that?
yeah, it can, based on inputs. You tell the AI what to do, it'll do it. And the human behind it is the issue. If a human wants to manipulate AI, they can manipulate AI. And that's the biggest danger about it. The whole Terminator Skynet thing, right? Where it was done in the 80s. I don't know if you watched Terminator. But it was about what the future is going to be looking like. In the wrong hands, AI can be the most dangerous thing in the world. In the right hands, it can be the best thing in the world.
Right.
It just depends on who's pulling the strings. So when it comes to content, again, who's pulling the strings? You've got 10 million people here, let's say, saying nonsense. You've got 100,000 followers on this side saying real information. The 10 is always going to beat the 100. And then how do you then try and sort of destroy the 10 million because they're actually influencing in the wrong way, and build up the 100,000 influencer because they're actually seeking and speaking the truth? That's the challenge that we all have. We don't know what's real anymore, man. We don't know what's true, what's not. Up, down, left, right, and that's not just in politics. That's in everything, like fitness, like how to sleep, mental health.
Right.
People will look. Sorry to interrupt. The people will look at the number of followers you have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's got 10 million. She's got 10 million. They must know their stuff.
Right.
They could be speaking absolute nonsense.
No,
That's the problem.
That's not true. Not at all. My mom sent me a video of this humanoid animal that looked like a human, and it looked very real. And there was Quran played in the background, like this was some sort of defect.
Oh, really?
In nature, right? And it was on the street, and there were people walking by it like it was nothing. And then I realized it was AI. My mom sent me this. She was like, look at this, subhanAllah. Oh my God, what happened? How did this defect in nature happen? There's like a freaking humanoid with horse legs and a human face. Mama, that's AI. So what? That's so bad.
So now when
a lot of people in everybody in the comments believed it.
Yeah.
But it took me like a couple of times to watch it again and again to realize that it's not real.
Yeah. So again, seeking the truth. A lot of people, it's very difficult to seek the truth. It's lazy, right? It's tough to go in and really scrutinize certain things.
Yeah.
And you get half a second on a feed to make up your mind. Like, not like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it real, not real? So it's good. And my worry is like there'll be more people telling bullshit rather than seeking of the truth. So what you're doing now is when you're defending Dubai, you're actually representing a much larger pool of actually real journalism.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You're actually a journalist, but for the new social age. That's how I would describe you. So I would call you a remember the thing I was coming about, Dubai Defender.
Right.
I would shift that into the social journalist.
Right. Fast cars with a slow life, or fast lifestyle but drive a slow car. No, of course. fast cars with a slow life. You need to enjoy the fast car. The slower your day is, the better it is, right?
But slow life also implies you're a little bit bored.
No, who cares? I have a
You got
fast
the
car.
car. How many cars do you have?
Right now, I just have one car and one half car, half bike.
See, that's another thing that pisses off the West, is when they hear about people who are young, or 23, having a Lamborghini in Dubai, in their head, they just think it's a land of gold and They don't know your backstory. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care about the aesthetics, the optics of it all. And that's where the jealousy comes in, man. It's just pure jealousy. So you think the UK are happy the fact that that the Qatar got the World Cup a few years ago?
Yeah.
When they bid? No. The Qataris paid more, perhaps, yes or no, but they still got the World Cup and did a brilliant job at it. But it's just jealousy because they didn't get it themselves. So a lot of it is down to the optics. Seeing someone like you as a 27-year-old driving a Lamborghini at 23, that would piss me off if I was in the UK and I was working my ass off and not going anywhere. It's more a reflection of who I am, but it's then easy to point fingers. And that's how we as people are. It's easier to do that than to look at ourselves, right? And say, what am I not doing? What should I do more of?
A guy with a private jet pisses me off.
You'll get there one day.
Inshallah.
Speak to your father.
Both of us. Social platforms had personalities. Who plays the hero, sidekick, and villain?
So who are the big guys? Big social, because you're a content creator.
The villain would be Instagram. Yes, definitely.
Why they?
Anything Facebook.
Why are they the villain?
The sidekick is Facebook.
Okay.
The hero would be TikTok.
Well, that's a shock. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
So why is Instagram the hero? The villain. Why is Instagram the villain?
Because Instagram is bias. Instagram does not let you speak the truth. You will get shadow banned for saying what you want. Instagram, Israel. You post whatever you want about Israel. It's going to get taken down or it'll be muted or, The sidekick, I would say previous Twitter would be the sidekick, maybe.
X. You don't call it X?
X is after Elon Musk. I'm talking about previous Twitter before Elon owned it. And the hero would be TikTok because TikTok is the new thing that came out and intimidated everyone. And they said, we're going to allow anybody to talk about whatever they want. Also, new X could be the hero as well. Elon Musk is just...
How active are you on the other platforms? I know TikTok is obviously your main focal point.
Yeah, on Instagram, I'm kind of active, like 70% active. If TikTok, I was active on 100. YouTube, a lot less. I don't give YouTube much attention. I'm a YouTube user. Like, I watch videos on YouTube. I love YouTube Shorts. Facebook, nothing. Snapchat, nothing. I'm verified, ironically, on Snapchat, but I don't use it.
Okay. So how would you classify YouTube in all of this? Because if the hero is TikTok and the villain is Instagram, what does YouTube fit in? Because arguably YouTube is the OG.
Yeah, YouTube is like the quiet teacher just observing.
Is it the teacher though? Because it's cooler than the teacher.
It is the teacher. I mean, they're the start of videos, right? They created videos. It was the platform for video. It's YouTube is a master, but TikTok is like that. There's a new boxer that just came in the ring. YouTube would be like Muhammad Ali. Instagram would be like Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Right?
Mike Tyson's a tough guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. I mean, not that I would want to get in the ring with Muhammad Ali either, to be fair.
But then TikTok would be this 18-year-old kid in his prime.
Logan Paul.
That can beat both of them because they're now... No, not Logan Paul. Logan Paul's like Facebook.
I love how we've compared. We've gone superhero and now we've gone boxing. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to bank on any one of them to outlast, right? Who would you bank on?
As much as it upsets me, I don't think it's TikTok. It upsets me so much because that's my biggest platform. But I don't think I think Google, YouTube will never ever die. Instagram definitely. That's why they're pushing so much on ad revenue. Facebook pays a lot of money right now. They're trying to be like YouTube, but they're not getting there. Our generations quit Facebook. We don't watch Facebook. We don't use Facebook. Z and Alpha don't use Facebook.
Yeah.
They will never have
Facebook. I stopped using Facebook 10 years ago.
Exactly. So I see Facebook dying and Instagram is going to die along with it. I see YouTube staying at top. always will stay on top. Unmask a famous face or wear a mask to protect yourself.
So you have a podcast
Called Famous Faces Unmasked.
called Famous Faces Unmasked. So would you rather unmask a famous face and get real joy out of really discovering who they are and showing the world who that person is? Or would you rather use a mask for yourself to protect yourself?
I don't need a mask for myself. Unmask a famous face, definitely. That's been my goal ever since I started the podcast, is to unmask a famous face.
So what's it like hosting, and now what's it like being on the other side?
It sucks, man.
It sucks being
It
on the
sucks
other side.
being on the other side. 'Cause I can see you trying to pull some strings with me, and I'm trying to pull back. It's like
Rotary Club.
this
Rotary
emotional tug of war.
Club. Yeah. So what's it like having your own podcast? Is it what you expected it to be like?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it tough? Is it easy?
It's easy. It's easy. It just costs money. So I feel like if you're not making money from a podcast, you shouldn't continue doing a podcast. You know, because I really paid a lot. I paid a lot, and then I temporarily had a sponsor, and then the sponsor went bankrupt, and he stopped contacting us. But there was no contract between us. It was a WhatsApp chat, and he was sending money on a monthly basis, but then just disappeared. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm gonna sue you. I wasn't getting paid a lot. I was getting paid $4,000 an episode.
Yeah.
So,
Who's the one person that you would love to unmask? Or you already know that they're full of bullshit and you want the world to see what you know?
I would never have somebody I don't like on my show. I wouldn't bring somebody I don't like on my show.
What's the criteria to come on your show?
Famous, of course. In any field. They could be famous in their own industry, like real estate. Like kids wouldn't know them, but real estate corporate people would know them.
Mm-hmm.
Example. So famous, some misconceptions about them that we want to touch on. Vocal, I guess, good in speaking.
Okay.
Because they're the stars of the show.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
100%. So I normally end the show, Ebrahim, with a blank ball. I give you a chance to say anything that you want to say that you haven't yet said. There's one more misconception that you want to debunk, or you get to ask anything that you want to ask me. So the power is yours.
I'll ask you a question.
Yeah, that's the host inside you.
Who was your least favorite guest?
Mate, you're going to throw me under the bus here. Huh?
Or at least why was the least favorite guest the least favorite guest?
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll tell you a name of someone, but not because they're my least favorite. It's because they challenged me the most.
Who?
It was the most uncomfortable I've been with that chair.
Yes.
His name was Allam.
Who?
Allam was the former CEO of Majd Al Futtaim.
Okay.
Okay? He was running a very big company, thousands of people underneath him. And he's a very smart guy. His background is in law. Okay? He came through law, and the end of
Why did he challenge you?
it wasn't me personally. There wasn't a personal attack. It wasn't like a look, I don't agree with you 1, 2, 3. It's more how you communicate. The communication styles were very, very different. And he's someone who's used to always getting his own way, or potentially being able to always be in control of a certain situation. But when you go onto someone's show, as you all know, when you're the guest, you're the guest. So you're only as good as the host is going to make you, and the questions that they're going to ask you, and also how comfortable you feel. So what I liked about the episode with Allam, even though he was difficult with me in terms of how he answered, it taught me a really important skill about how to improve if that situation ever arose again. I learned a lot as a host on that episode, more than any other episode I've done today, based on his response style, his communication approach, and the energy that we had in the room. So it was very challenging, but I learned a lot from it. But honestly, I've had some great people. But my biggest issue is I've had people sit in that chair, and I'm not going to shame them, because I like to think of myself as having a slightly higher level of integrity. But I've had people sit there who have promised me stuff, who have said stuff.
You've had people here that a lot of people don't like.
Yeah, and then
Multiple.
Do you want to name who they are?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
Of course not. But multiple. That's why I was like, this better be good. And
what better be good?
yeah, I mean, this is a guy that is not intimidated by the guest whatsoever. You know, he would sit in front of people that are very, very good in speaking. Very, very good in speaking. You know, you might have an idea about who I'm talking about. sometimes challenging as well. I respect you, bro. You like to take it on, you know. You like
Yeah.
you take a challenge. So
Yeah. Look,
you've had multiple types of people. You've had the powerful, you've had the weak, you've had the vocal, you've had the.
I've had ages, I've had,
Yeah.
but you learn everything. And like
Yeah.
my nature, Ebrahim,
Yeah.
is I'm curious by nature. I think we can learn a lot from different people, different walks of life, different backgrounds. But I also love I think everyone's fundamentally good, but
Right.
somewhere along the way, some bad stuff has happened and they've created layers and shells and walls and all that kind of stuff. There are some people, though, who I've started to realize no matter how good you are as a person and you have the best intentions for them, they will never, ever reciprocate. It's so ingrained, it's so built in now into who they are as a DNA that even though I try and bring out the very best in them, they still showcase bullshit. So then they leave my house and I'm like, what I saw sitting on the chair wasn't the real person that I know. And I do my best to try and put them in the best possible light. But yet they don't take that opportunity, and they would much rather hide behind a certain pretense and act political or act in a way that's very safe and put on a show that's just not real. I had someone come in, again, not naming names, who they didn't smile to me once. They didn't smile to me. They were on their phone the entire time. They sat down here, right? As soon as the episode started to roll, they were a different person. Cameras go off. What happens? Back on the phone.
When cameras go off, you
How's
need
it
to tell me these names. I need to know.
Yeah. So I've learned a lot about industries and people, and I still have very good intentions towards them. But what I have learned most of all is not to necessarily trust people as openly as I once did, because there's a lot of people making fake promises and who share things that are just not real in order to protect themselves, to make themselves look good. And I'm not going to stand for it, but I'll still welcome them on the show because I still think they give valuable lessons if you want to listen. Mate, it's been a real pleasure having you on.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
You know, when you have conceptions about people,
Yeah.
you know, your age, what you've achieved, all that, being Emirati, but you're exactly as I hoped you would be. And that's God's honest truth. May he strike me down. But you're a good guy. And I generally wish you all the best.
Man.
From a health perspective, man, take care of yourself. Because
I will.
That's more important than anything else. And good luck getting married.
Thank you.
I'll give you some tips later.
Yes, I'll invite you. You'll get the invitation.
Yeah, it's a private jet. We'll go there. Oh, man, I know.
I don't have that, but let's see.
Fellas, call the dad. He's going to be dad soon. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching, listening. Drop a like, subscribe, share, do what you do best. And I will see you very soon on Luca's Inside Track.